Rango is up next. Rango is not really a Pixar film. It's not really Disney film. I don't think it is anyways. It's just a Western film that's supposed to have animated animals, and the animation looks pretty nice. I think Johnny Depp is pretty good in the role. He is really nice for these weird, raunchy comedies where he's supposed to act weird but be funny in the same time, and he does it again. I mean, it's not laugh out loud funny, but it's just supposed to be this weird type comedy, weird humor. It's not supposed to be a generic kids film. It's just supposed to be a parody of Western movies, and does a good job with that. And from Rango, there's a little bit of a leap of quality between Rango and the next film, because even though all these movies I just talked about, including part 1, I just put like under a 8 out of 10 or a 7.8 out of 10, just in the 7s. The next films I'll be talking about is good to amazing. Next up is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Now this is a pretty fun film, and I think the chemistry between the two main characters is pretty nice. You have a lot of fun with these characters, as even though they're doing bad stuff, they are nice guys, so that makes it very easy to root for them. And it has some nice action. It's a nice story about these two in-laws who are trying to run away from this expert tracker who is supposed to track wanted people. So the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid are both very likable characters that you can actually root for. It is a little bit of a generic Western film. It doesn't bring that much to the table, but still a pretty good Western film I'd watch again. Next we have Back to the Future Part 3. Now, Back to the Future Part 3 is a little bit of a weird film to put on this list, I know that, but technically it still is a Western film. Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox's performance are both really good, and they both have very good chemistry with each other, and this is a very funny movie. Seeing this person who's used to living in the 1990s going back to the Western era and supposed to be acting like how they were in the Western era, I think was actually pretty funny, and it does make for some good jokes. The film itself is a pretty solid Western movie that has some references to other Western films, and it does have some nice action scenes in the way. So I think it's a very solid Western film, and one of the better sequels there is in the whole movie franchise. Next is The Magnificent Seven. Getting to seriously good territory here. I really like this movie. I think all the actors, all 7 actors, including the villain who was in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, do a good job. I mean, of course, some people have more screen time than others. I don't think all of them are developed as nicely as they could have, but all the 7 members I find pretty likable, and none of them I necessarily call bad characters. I also like the villain. He's played by the actor who played Tuco in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And it's also just this classic movie with this classic story of these people who are considered heroes and great gunslingers going to this old town where these people are trying to take their crops and their food and all that stuff. So they need someone to help them fight for themselves. And then they fight back against the people who are taking their food. This is actually more like a war story, as there's like 50 people they have to kill, and it's like two groups of people, the villagers against the gangsters. And it plays more like a war movie at times, where these people are training these village people. So I like that. Overall, it has nice actors. I like the direction they went with the story. It's a very great story. And it does have some pretty great action too.